Hello and welcome to day 27 of AweSam Adventures. As predicted, it was a nice, wet and rainy day here in the Vancouver area. Also, as predicted, we did a lot of nothing outside. We did go to the movies, but aside from that, we have been inside editing, drinking a ton of coffee, and staying warm and dry in our lovely Airbnb. Which, if I force it to, brings us to today's topic of conversation, accommodation. As you'll know, if you've been watching this channel for a little while, our primary accommodation form is camping in the national parks. This is a super cheap way to stay while you travel. It only costs about $20 to pitch your tent in the national parks. It's been roughly the same in Canada once you convert it back to US dollars. And I also think it's one of the best ways to experience the national parks and to experience nature. I think it's great. That said, after a few days of camping, I, especially, am in desperate need of a warm bed, a hot shower, and walls. Never underestimate the value of walls. Now, for the warm bed, hot shower type of accommodation, you basically have four options. You have hotels, AirBnBs or similar services, hostels, and crashing with friends. Now, I would love to be crashing with my friends a lot more. However, my friendship circle tends not to expand to the far reaches of rural Montana. Hence why we have not done that yet. However, in 2 weeks, we will be going to the San Francisco area and staying with one of my absolute best friends and her super awesome boyfriend, and I am so looking forward to that. And not just because I'll have people to talk to other than Bertie. As far as hostels are concerned, both Bertie and I have used them all over the world, whether it's Europe or Asia or Australia, and we like them, we genuinely do. However, finding hostels that are reasonably priced and decent enough in North America has been surprisingly challenging. Just today I was looking at hostels in the Seattle area, for example, and a private room was basically the same price as a 2.5-star hotel, roughly in the same area, and I'm not about to do that. So hostels, I love you, but I have a feeling I will not be seeing you until we head off to Asia in a few months. So that leaves us with two options, and as you'll know, we have primarily been staying at hotels and Airbnbs pretty equally on this trip. So I want to talk about the pros and cons and why we choose which we choose when we choose. It's a lot of choosing. When it comes to booking a place, I have basic criteria, whether it's a hotel or an Airbnb. Number one being cost. Number two, very close to cost, is Wi-Fi. Number three is location. Number four is general cleanliness. Number five is the parking situation. Number six is other amenities. When it comes to whether Airbnbs are cheaper or hotels are cheaper on a just number to number per night basis, it's largely dependent on where we were. In cities, I've noticed that Airbnbs tend to be cheaper than the hotels, sometimes significantly cheaper than the hotels. And in rural areas, we've had a lot more luck finding hotels for under $100 than Airbnbs. It's probably just a competition thing or an availability thing, but that has tended to be the general rule. Now, on this particular trip, we are trying to spend less than $100 a night on accommodation when we're not camping. So that has been the number that we've been basing everything off of. For example, our Airbnb here, after all the taxes, cleaning, service fees are added, is about $87 a night, which is far cheaper than hotels in the same area, which even before tax were coming in at over $100 a night. The joy and bane of my existence, Wi-Fi. I love the internet. 2 thumbs up. Would recommend to a friend. I hate Wi-Fi. It is probably my least favorite thing about traveling, just trying to find good, stable Wi-Fi. As a general thing, I hate hotels when it comes to Wi-Fi. They're so inconsistent. They're usually crap speeds. I can get better speeds at Starbucks sitting there with 20 other people on their tiny little router than I can in this hotel that advertises that it has high-speed internet. Airbnbs, on the other hand, much better Wi-Fi across the board. It tends to be faster, way more consistent. Why? Well, when you stay in an Airbnb, you're staying in somebody else's home. There are homeowners that live here almost every day, or at least part of the year, who want to Netflix and Google things, and they're not going to put up with the crap show that is hotel quality internet. So, awesome travel hack coming at you fast. You want reliable, consistent, high-speed internet. Ditch the hotels, come to the Airbnbs. I care about location, and I have two main concerns. I have how far away is it from the city center, or where I want to be in the city primarily during the day, and what is the public transportation or walkability like? When it comes to location, hotels tend to congregate around airports, around universities, around convention centers, or in the center of downtown with a price tag to match. Airbnbs can be anywhere. We've mostly been staying in residential areas of cities or suburbs, and it's been great. As long as I can walk to places, I'm fine with that. The reason I care so much about location is because I don't want to waste all of my time trying to get into the city, and I don't want to waste all of my money trying to park my car in the city. Public transportation will save you money. Read the reviews. Read the reviews. I don't have anything else to say on this subject aside from read the reviews. Whether you're staying at a hotel or an Airbnb or couch surfing or whatever it is you're doing, read the reviews. That's all I'm saying here. I definitely recommend looking at what the parking situation is before you book a room. Because if you think, oh, I'm getting a great deal on this room, and then find out, like we did once, that parking was $45 a day, thank you, San Francisco, then you're not saving money. You're going to be spending a lot more money than you thought you were. Airbnbs tend, from what we've noticed in residential areas, to just have open street parking, sometimes driveways or garages. Perfect. I think a big reason people enjoy hotels are the amenities. They can have things like fitness centers, like this one that I went to in our hotel in Great Falls, which I might have been the first human being to enter in this century. They can have swimming pools, breakfast included. They definitely will have things like shampoo and conditioner and all that fun stuff. On the amenities front, Airbnb covers the entire spectrum, and you basically pay for the amenities that you want. So if you don't care about any of the amenities and you're comfortable having just a private room in somebody's house, you can do that for really cheap on Airbnb. We've been staying mid-range, trying to get whole apartments or at least whole floors to ourselves with kitchens, still under $100 a night. So, and I mean, you can go all the way up to luxury apartment level if you want to. The world is your oyster on Airbnb with what you want to stay in. There you have my little accommodation spiel. So the next time that you're planning a trip, make sure to explore your options a little bit more. If you've never checked out Airbnb before, give it a shot. You might learn that you'd save a ton of money or just be more comfortable at an Airbnb than a hotel. Or not. But it can't hurt to look. It can't hurt to check. It's just a little clicking of the fingers away. And if you have any thoughts on Airbnbs versus hotels, feel free to let me know what they are in the comments. Tomorrow, I will be going back into Vancouver to do some more exploring, so make sure that you are subscribed so that you don't miss anything, and go and make some of your own, hopefully not so rainy, AweSam adventures.